So in this video I'm going to be making the suspension block for the clock, one of the most important parts if I'm going to get any sort of Harrisonian accuracy. I'm going to be doing a bit of CNC work, particularly on the very accurately machined cheeks, and quite a lot of lathe work and some milling work. So I hope you will follow me on this in this process. And I'm not a very experienced machinist, so I'm sure a lot of you will think I'm doing things in the wrong order or the wrong way. Do leave comments. I'm very happy to learn and to get better as I go along. So I've received some nice fresh 1/2 inch brass blocks for the machining of the suspension and the cheeks. And this is a 3D model of what I'm going to hopefully machine. This is the suspension plate, and it's got a groove running in it. And then these are the corresponding cheeks that run in this groove. And then the suspension spring is clamped between these cheek plates. And the cheeks have a really accurate radius cut into them. And this radius can only really be found by experimentation. So I'm going to have to repeatedly take them off the clock. And then I'm going to mount them on this Morse tapered to faceplate, which I can put on the lathe. And so I'll mount them on this plate on pins, like so. I'll be able to clamp them in place and then machine this radius until I come up with a radius that I'm eventually happy with. So I'm going to do some of the machining manually on the milling machine and some on the desktop CNC, and then, as I said before, I'll cut the cheeks on the lathe. So I'm just going to mount the brass in the milling machine, and I'm going to take just a sliver off the top face just to face it, and then I'll go to the CNC machine and cut the profiles. So I'm literally just touching off here, and I'm going to take a 0.2mm facing cut before I mount it on the CNC. This brass came in at 12.7mm thick, and that 2mm facing cut has now produced a nice 12.5. So I will just give that a light emery cloth, and then I'm going to mount it on the milling machine. So I'm just taking the machined piece of brass and giving it a quick going over on a granite block with some 400 grit emery cloth, and this will end up being my visible surface, so I may as well get it looking quite nice now. It'll be easier to do now than later. And then I'm going to bond that down to the bed of the CNC and cut on this surface the two cheeks and two end stops. I'll show you on the CAD what that looks like. So I'm going to use the super glue and decorator's tape method to stick the piece of brass down to the base plate at so this corner is at the 0,0 point. The brass is quite tight on the stock size, so I'm going to need to be fairly accurate at this. So I'll leave that glowing now for about half an hour before I start machining. So here is the model of the cheeks. You've got the two mirrored cheeks here and the two end brackets. These will have a thread in the end so that I can push the cheeks onto the suspension spring. And if I rotate, so you can see the back, and this is actually the side I'm going to machine from, you've got these two slots that will run in the groove of the actual bracket. So these are the machining operations. I'm facing it, then I'm going to do the four 3mm diameter location holes. These will locate the cheeks on the faceplate for when I put it up on the lathe to machine the radius accurately. Then we've got all the flat surfaces are being machined, 4 pockets, the 2 slots, and then finally the outer edges. And there's various finishing passes as well, so hopefully that will all work. So I've had a heavy weight on that for about half an hour, so I'll remove that and begin the machining. So that took about 3 hours and all is looking good. I'm just going to put a final chamfer on just because it's a very easy thing to do at this stage. And then we'll remove the cheeks from the CNC base. So here we have the finished suspension plate and the 2 cheeks. And the 2 cheeks are running very nicely in the groove. There's very little slop, and I've got this nice adjustment. So the next stage is to mount the suspension plate back in the milling machine, and I need to drill and tap a hole so that I can mount the spring suspension bracket. And then I will show you how I made this piece and its corresponding fitting screw. So the suspension plate is remounted in the milling machine, and I've used a edge finder in both the X and the Y direction to find the center, and I've drilled, and now I'm just tapping for a 5mm thread. And I'm just going to finish off with a plug tap just to get a slightly deeper engagement. So next I'm going to make the slightly more intricate suspension spring bracket, and there's 4 operations that need to be carried out in one setup to maintain concentricity. So I've mounted a piece of 10mm silver steel in the rotary table, which is mounted on the milling machine, and the first operation to carry out is the slot through which the spring hangs. So I'm using a 0.6mm wide slotting saw, and I'm taking it very gently, just 0.5mm passes, and here I'm just finishing off the final pass to get the 11mm depth of slot. Next I'm going to cut the 10mm scallop, which will eventually support the suspension spring. And here I'm just touching off on the end of the stock, and then I will move the cutter back so that the centre is 5.5mm back from the end, and I'll plunge cut for the scallop. The actual depth of the scallop is not that important, but I think I'll do a 3mm depth of cut here. So the next operation is to machine the flat on which the securing screw bears. So the first thing to do is to rotate the rotary table by exactly 90 degrees, and then we can machine that slot with the same 10mm, that flat rather, with the same 10mm cutter. And I'm just taking half-mil depths of cut here to arrive at an eventual 2mm total. So I already know the longitudinal centre for the hole that I'm going to bore. That was put into the DRO right at the start of the operation. So now I'm just getting the y-axis centre so that we can drill a 5mm hole for the 5mm bolt that will secure the suspension bracket to the suspension plate. And next we're back in the lathe for the parting operation. I'm going at about 300 RPM and I'm using plenty of cutting fluid. Now we can turn the part round in the collet and just clean up the cut face. Next we've got a 5mm screw to make to secure the suspension bracket to the plate, and I'm going to make this out of 10mm silver steel. So here I'm turning the shank down to about 4.9mm in preparation for threading 5mm. So we're back on the milling machine and I've mounted the screw in a collet block, and here I'm just adjusting the height of the slitting saw so that I can just hear it skimming the top edge of the screw, and then I can zero the DRO and lower it to the radius plus half the thickness of the slitting saw, and that should get us pretty much plumb on center. And here I'm just feeling for the face of the screw, and then I'll set the DRO and we'll cut the slot to 1.5mm depth. So there are 6 more screws to make for the complete suspension block assembly, and I'll go away and make these in exactly the same way as I've made this one, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how I get a good surface finish on the screw head and eventually bring them up to a fine polish so they will hopefully look really good. So the last piece of the suspension block that I have to make are these little finger screws, and they attach to the end blocks and they push the cheeks up onto the suspension spring to keep it firmly in place. So we start by edge finding in the Y direction, and I've speeded this up by a factor of 3, and then the X direction. I like to start the tap in the chuck just to get it nice and vertical, then you can release the chuck and take the part out and then just finish it off by hand. So I'm making both of the finger nuts at the same time out of 10mm brass stock, and I've turned down the end to 6mm, and that will eventually be the domed piece of the nut. I'm now going to cut the other side of the other nut. I'm going to turn it down to 6mm. And now we're back on the mill, and I've mounted the part in a 6-sided collet block, and I'm just going to cut the finger scallops with a 3mm ball nose end mill. This is very easy in a collet block, and it saves setting up the rotary table. And as long as it looks and feels right, it'll be fine. We're not after amazing accuracy. So we're back on the lathe, and I will just part off the 2 finger nuts, and then we will turn them around and put them in a 6mm collet for drilling and tapping. So we're in the 6mm collet, just cleaning up the end. And then we'll center drill, drill and tap. I've fixed a little magnetic DRO to my tailstock to make sure that I only go in 5mm and I don't come out the other end of the nut. And finally I'm putting a decorative dome on the end of the nut, and I cut the dome shape out of a piece of high-speed steel using a mini grinder on the end of a Dremel. And just finishing off with a file just to get to the tip of the dome, and then I'll go through the various grades of emery. The threaded stud was cut from a stainless steel bolt, and I've just used Loctite 603 to stick the nut on the end. And of course the cat has to get involved, and I'm hoping it's going to approve of the suspension, and it does seem to. And here is the suspension mounted temporarily with a 0.05mm suspension spring running through the cheeks. So I don't know if there's going to be an appetite for these extremely amateurish workshop videos, but I would really appreciate your comments, and please subscribe to the channel.